Okay, we'll be very brief. Just want to make one quick observation. We live in a very blessed community. There are a lot of very good people in our community, and many of us know how fortunate we are in that. As time goes on, though, you see a distinction between the good people and those who are fine, those who are superb, those who are the people that you want to gravitate to. I'm at a different stage of my life than many of you, and the Corona experience just sort of pushed further some of the observations that you come to when you reach that next stage. There's a huge difference, even in our community, between the good people and those fine people, the superb people. Most often, that distinction is about what frames their approach to life, what frames their approach to their day, to their business, what frames their approach to the simple answer they gave to that person. And you see a huge distinction between one person and the other. And generally speaking, that distinction is defined by the following. Is the person see his or her world through the portal of Torah, or does the person interested and love Torah? Huge difference. If a person is interested and loves Torah, and is koveh itim, super, good quality person. But if a person is mitasek, if a person loves Torah, clamors for it, loves God, clamors to be with him, loves the relationship, thinks about it all the time, and that frames what he or she does, that's an altogether different human being. Now, you might not be able to identify that person early on, or maybe for a good portion of life, but as time moves on, and you see more, and you understand more, you see this gigantic gap between the person who is super, in the sense that he or she engages Torah on some level, with the person who is completely engaged. I asked someone I respect very much a question a number of years ago. I said, when is it going to become shigura b'fi? When are the words going to come easily to me? When am I going to be able to prepare less for my classes and just be able to take a piece from here and a piece from there and a piece from there? Always preparing, of course, but having the table set, so to speak. And he told me, be mitasek more, be matmid more. Let your books be your passion. And steal that minute, every minute you have. So I'll tell you, this is a fabulous event. We loved Aunt Muriel very, very much. She was sharp, she was funny, she was a special and fabulous personality. Fabulous person. And you think of her and you smile and you admire. And her son is a beacon of Torah. And I know firsthand the courage that it took him from the day he made his decision to learn and to dedicate his life to learning to where he is today. I know some of the stumbling. I know some of the challenges. He has great courage with beautiful soft-spokenness and humility. Each of us and each of you need to travel the same path. You've reached high to make this beautiful Siyum today, but it has to continue. How do I look at the world? How do I see my world? And I'll tell you one final point. There are people who are happy, and there are people who love life. I'm going to tell you a very quick story. I called Rabbi Sammy Kassin once. I had heard, La'alenu, he had sudden surgery, heart surgery. I called him on the way out of the operating room. He had just had major blockages, this, that. I said, Reb, how you doing? He said, I'm doing great. I said, you're not doing great. You just had a triple bypass or quadruple, I don't know what it was. He says, I'm doing great. What are you talking about? Okay, he was optimistic. He wanted to see things good, maybe. But then I would call him anytime. In the midst of Corona, for example, when he was in his apartment and couldn't move, or when he had another major challenge, when the yeshiva had zero money, graduating their 220th rabbi, for example. Reb, how you doing? I'm doing great. I'm having a great time. And I tell you, I didn't get it. And it took me a long time to get it. And now I finally did. And why is he always having a great time? Because he's in love with God. And he's in love with Torah. And when you're in love with God, and you're in love with Torah, and you're mitasek, and you're matmid, you're not learning. I don't go to learn. I'm in learning all the time. I don't do a mitzvah. I'm in a mitzvah head all the time. That's a different human being. That's a different quality person. And that enables a level of happiness that nothing else grants. So I want to thank you for the honor and privilege of having you here. My wife and I are thrilled and humbled by all of you being here. Maybe we should have closed the top knowing it was going to be a midday event. It was perfect for the wedding. And all of you at the School of Mitzvot continue to grow and do great things. Thank you all.